Hello, I'm Dr. Terry Ford. I'm an associate professor and head of the Department of Philosophy at Navarro College. I'm married, have two children. One is a senior at Baylor University, and also a daughter who's entering the University of Texas in Austin in the spring. Both my son and daughter are excellent debaters. My son is on the nationally ranked debate team there at Baylor. My daughter was here in Corsicana as well. I mention this simply because a lot of times in philosophy we're dealing with issues where there are a lot of different opinions, and I will definitely have my own opinion and you will have your opinion. That all is very fine. I want you to know that we will have probably some discussions, and I'm not intimidated by discussions at all or by debate. My only requirement is that as we actually deal with these different subjects that we treat each other very respectfully. I have a PhD in major in New Testament, minor in philosophy from Southwestern Baptist Theological Seminary. I was mentored by Dr. Yandel Woodfin. Dr. Woodfin received his bachelor's in philosophy from Baylor, his master's from Princeton University, and also his PhD from the University of Edinburgh in Scotland. Some of the finest philosophers of the 20th century were both at Princeton and also at University of Edinburgh in Scotland. More notably, Dr. Woodfin studied with C.S. Lewis during C.S. Lewis' latter years there at Cambridge University. Very few people understand or appreciate how brilliant C.S. Lewis was, especially in the area of philosophy. Most of us think of him only as being a writer of children's tales. For example, the Chronicles of Narnia, the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, most especially. However, C.S. Lewis received 3 degrees from Oxford within a period of 5 years. This is extremely impressive. Normally it takes 4 years to receive a degree, and he did 3 within 5 years. He also graduated what we would call summa cum laude in all 3 of the degrees he received there at Oxford. The first degree he received was in the area of philosophy. The second one was also in history, anthropology, cultural anthropology, and as a result, there are many areas we'll be discussing during the course of the semester that deal with these areas, and it'll be interesting as I share with you some of the insights that C.S. Lewis actually gives in these different areas. Some of you may be you may be wondering, what is there a problem being in a class where you're not necessarily a Christian and I'm a Christian? Let me tell you, that has no bearings on this class. It will have no bearing especially on your grade. There are certain assignments that are due throughout the course of the semester. If you do well at those assignments, you will get an A. If you do not, you will not get an A. I've had many Christians in my classes who've made C's. Every Muslim except for one has actually made an A in my class. So therefore, although you may agree or disagree with me, that has nothing to do with the grade you get in this class. We are at Navarro College. We respect diverse views. It doesn't say that every view is right. No one would say this. To say that one thing is right, the opposite is right, is a contradiction, and that makes all communication meaningless. But rather, we're saying that your views will have no bearing on this course. What will have a bearing on this course is the work that you do and the quality of the work that you do actually for this class. I do want to let you know that we will be examining the views, though. We'll be looking at the strengths of the views. Each view is going to have strength. Each view will also have a challenge to the views as we look at the different views. We will be evaluating all of them, whether it be atheism, Buddhism, Hinduism, Christianity, absolutism, idealism, whatever it is, we will be examining them, even most likely the view that you hold. However, as we launch this course, there will be certain parameters that we will be working within. First of all is we will show respect to each other's views. You're valuable. I will state that immediately. I will not defend that claim as of right yet, but during the course of the semester, that claim will actually be defended. But on the basis of what I believe it's true that you are a very valuable person. We will therefore treat each other with respect. Number two is we will also evaluate. This is not a time for indoctrination. If you are actually in my class on campus there at Corsicana, you would see that we do things very differently in these philosophy classes. We actually do what's called the Socratic method, in which we talk, we dialogue. We do not indoctrinate, either for or against any of the thoughts, philosophies, or religions, but we do evaluate, and we're honest, and it's important that we examine the different views so you can really know what's out there. So when you make a decision as to what you believe is ultimately true, you have most of the facts before you. Also, two other things is we will use logic. I'm very big on logic. If you remove for a moment man from the scene, you're going to understand that the world, the universe, the physical universe, really is a very logical entity. Just take, for example, if you go out and see what happens with photosynthesis. This is the conversion of carbon dioxide into oxygen by plants. We see that it happens every day. Each plant is doing this. It's a very, very logical process. You may go, but people are not logical. They may, I'll grant you that they may react emotionally at times. However, there may be logical reasons why they're reacting the way they react when they react emotionally. In fact, many of you are studying psychology. Although psychology is not an exact science, it is still scientific. It does have an element of science to it, and it's an element of logic to understand why people act the way they do. So therefore, we want to look at the different systems, the different thoughts, processes logically, and then after you've done that, you come to the conclusion what you believe to be true or not to be true. Also, as we look at philosophy, one thing I believe is very, very important. It is that we try to come to grips with a system that will explain, if not all, at least most of reality. I think as we start the study of philosophy, and as we look at some of these philosophers and some of their teachings, you're going to find out that although they may have tapped into an element of truth, the question is, does their philosophy account for enough of the truth? Or does their philosophy account enough for reality? For example, the universe, it is here. What are we going to do about it? Is our explanation going to account for the universe, the existence of the universe? Had one young lady said that what she believed to be ultimate reality was love. Well, that's a wonderful concept, a wonderful feeling. The question is, does love account for the existence of the universe? And although love may be an element of ultimate reality, what is ultimately true, we want to find truth. The bottom line is this: is it big enough to explain all of reality? So these are going to be the parameters we look at. One is we will show respect. We will evaluate. As you do your assignments, you'll see that I try to balance them. Some are very hostile towards traditional values. Some are very hostile towards Christianity. And then on the other hand, there'll be some assignments that are more favorable towards traditional values, some that are favorable more towards the Judeo-Christian mindset. But we will be evaluating. We'll use logic. We will also try to devise systems which account enough for most, if not all, of reality. Thank you for taking this class. I hope that you will really, really enjoy it, and that you will grow and develop through the course of the semester. Thank you.